5 years ago, the World Health Organization declared the novel coronavirus, Covid-19, a public health emergency of international concern.
The only way we will defeat this outbreak is for all countries to work together in a spirit of solidarity and cooperation. We're all in this together.
We all know what happened next. Within a couple of months, the world had basically shut down, crippling economies and businesses, sending financial markets into meltdown, and prompting most countries to take extraordinary monetary and fiscal measures to keep their economies afloat. And it was, in the short term, a devastating blow for the United Arab Emirates. But the country's handling of the COVID crisis was arguably better than any other nation on earth. I'm Greg Tanner, I'm the head of multimedia at The National, and I have lived in Dubai since 2017. I vividly remember how strict our lockdown was.
Stay in your home, please, okay? Stay in your home. You, stay in your home, yeah.
There was no going out unless you had a permit, and that was only valid for getting groceries or visiting the doctor, and you had to wear a mask. So strict were the rules, and so compliant was the population here, that the virus was pretty well contained, and in late April, lockdown measures began to ease. But very strict controls about social distancing, mask wearing, and PCR testing remained in place and remained adhered to. What that ultimately meant was that as other parts of the world went back into second lockdowns later in the year, we were open for business. And I believe that this is what kick-started the massive population growth and general upward trajectory for the UAE that we are still experiencing to this day. People from across the world flocked here during that time to escape lockdowns, many of whom didn't even necessarily have the country on their radar as a place to visit beforehand. But once they were here, a lot of people saw just how much the UAE had to offer and decided they wanted to move here. Among them, Tamara Dutt, who, sick of the lockdowns in the UK, saw something special in Dubai.
During COVID, I was sitting at home with my laptop, not being able to do anything, started to get really depressed, and I saw some of my friends had moved to Dubai and they were making a good living here, living the lifestyle, and I was like, I want some of that. So I packed up everything 3 years ago, left, and I've never looked back. And honestly, it's the best decision I've ever made. I'm so glad I moved, so glad.
Now, I personally know around 20 people who I knew pre-COVID who have moved to the UAE, primarily Dubai, since the pandemic. But this isn't just anecdotal, the numbers back this up as well. Dubai's population was 3.36 million in 2020, according to the Dubai Statistics Centre. It's on track to surpass 4 million this year, a 19% increase. Meanwhile, IMF figures show that the UAE economy has grown from $350 billion in 2020 to an estimated $528 billion in 2024, a staggering 51% increase. We're now half a decade on from those scary early days of the pandemic, moments where things were looking pretty bleak for the future of the UAE. But smart decisions that most countries in the world could probably learn from have helped to propel this Gulf nation to the success it is enjoying to this day.